Good evening, everyone, especially those who are watching us from online. Once again, this is Tech Talk, and with me today I have Johnson Oluwafemi and some Tochukwu Akube. We'll be discussing some very interesting innovation that has been, what's it called? Will I say, founded uh, by these two guys to solve uh, some problems in the grassroots in our communities. So before then, once again, like I said, this is Tech Tribe, Tech Talk from Tech Tribe, and what we do, we try to use this podcast to inspire techies and people who are wanting to transition into tech. We also use it to educate people on trends and innovation in the world of technology. Today, we're going to be talking about a very interesting innovation, as I mentioned earlier. My name is Olamide Koshile, and I will be hosting this episode. Johnson Oluwafemi, do you want to introduce yourself to our viewer?
Okay, good day everyone. My name is Johnson Oluwafemi Adedoku, and I am the co-founder of this product, Polo Tracker. And basically, I'm a, shall I say, tech bro, the way we used to call ourselves over here in Nigeria, and build websites for entrepreneurs, business owners, and anything concerning tech. Because once you come into tech, you are always open to work for companies and the rest like that. So basically, that's what I do as a profession. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Johnson. Some Tochukwu, do you want to introduce yourself as well?
Okay, good evening, everyone. My name is Somtochiko Akubwe. I am a digital product designer and also the co-founder at Posa Company Nigeria Limited alongside with Johnson. We have founded Posa, and our flagship product is the Colo Tracker. And I believe we will be talking about the Colo Tracker in today's podcast.
Okay. But right before we jump into Colo Tracker, I'm excited already. I want to hear all about Colo Tracker. Why you are trying to the problem you're trying to solve with Colo Tracker and all. But before then, I would like to understand your journey to IT, because I mean, a lot of persons have ideas, but no one can just wake up and say, I want to solve a problem in my community with an IT solution or digital innovations. Let me start with some Tochiku. How did you can you just tell us your journey into IT? How did you find love in IT? Is it were you born with the curiosity to solve problems? Were you born with or did you study IT in the university, or how did you become a digital product designer?
Okay, thank you. So, well, I think I would say it's my curiosity basically, and my I think right from when I was young, I used to have this desire to ensure that things are organized, and it's cuts across everything I do. My desire to organize things and put things in order, and I think that also somehow influenced how I identify myself today as a digital product designer, right? Well, I did not study tech in school, basically. I did not study tech in school. On the contrary, I was a law student,
Ah,
right? So I studied, I studied law. I studied law, and even when I was, always carrying my laptop and you know, going to the library and carrying my laptop, everybody was like, what's he doing? What's he doing? So I guess that is how during my university days, I was always, trying to learn one thing or two about tech, right? And I was doing that alongside my law study, right? My law courses. I was doing that alongside my law courses. And so today now, I am fully dedicating my time and effort to being the best digital product designer out there.
Yes. So you are you saying you're not practicing law anymore at all? I mean, no knowledge is lost. I've been in IT, being a product designer, designing products. But even if you're running a company, you will go into contracts and all. Then if you are going into contract, then your understanding of your law will come into place. But before I come back to you, Johnson, did you study computer science in the university, or how did you find yourself in the IT? Did you just wake up and
Okay, so basically, I studied computer science in
oh,
university, and I'm wrapping up. In fact, I have, or let me say, I've wrapped up already, just to prepare for my publication. So yeah, basically, I went into tech when I was in, or should I say, before I got into school. I was doing remedia after my secondary school. So during those period of time, I tend to see, or I tend to watch movies, let me say American movies. And there's one thing that always caught my attention when it's time for them to, maybe the boss to get the hacker, something like that. So they'll just call one unserious guy like that. Then the guy just comes with a system and just start typing fast, just type just type a whole lot of things, and before you know, it says, okay, this is the current location of this person, this is the blah blah blah. So those things just gave me I was curious to actually understand what is really happening, what's this guy, because I don't see what's it called, I don't see red lines, blue lines,
mm,
codes, I
I
don't
get
see a
my
lot of things, and I can't even understand what is this guy doing. He's just pressing alphabets, numeric, pressing this, pressing that, and at the end of the day, you just there is something that will now show as a front end, or let me just, or I really don't know it was called front end then. So I
mm,
just see something like a result just display. So that was just what made me curious. Then after my remedial, I said, okay, I'm going to apply for computer science and see how this thing is being done. But when I got to the computer science, I discovered that what I was seeing in movie was quite different from what's happening in the tech field, what's happening in the reality. So it wasn't as funny, as enticing as it was in the movie compared to the the reality. So that was just one of my journey, curiosity from movies. That really pushed me to um, check out or to make an inquiry. And of course, when I started my tech journey, it was a whole lot because then I could not purchase a system of my own. I was borrowing systems, and
mm,
then of course it start with HTML, start with CSS, and I was feeling myself. In fact, I was like, I was made for this. I was
mm.
giving positive vibes until I got to JavaScript. So when
No,
I
no.
got to JavaScript, I said, okay, I think I made a wrong career choice in life. So I was like, I started blaming myself that no, I think even at least if I was farming by now, I should have gotten my vegetables and the rest like that. So JavaScript was a whole lot of battle for me personally because I had information. People told me about JavaScript that that's where you stop coding, and I was like,
Mm,
no, I will still continue. But I had to stop for a while. Actually, my 300 level, when I got to JavaScript, I stopped completely. So till down to when it was time for me to go on IT on my 400 level. So when it was
mm,
time for me to go on IT, I had to pick it up again because when I saw where I went for IT, I saw that people were doing well in JavaScript. They were doing well in React. They were doing well in TypeScript. They were doing well in these front end technologies. I'm like, "Ah, I'm not that dull now. Come on." I had to just pick up myself, learn it, learn, and every day I was learning consistently, coding every day, code, push to
mm,
GitHub, code, push to GitHub, debug, etc. like that, the routine. And then I really did not even have the idea of, should I say, AI writing code. Although I knew that there was AI then, but it was not that rampant compared to now that
no.
within
Mm,
seconds there's AI agents everywhere and there. So the discipline was a bit inspiring for me because people that were with me, the likes of let them just call one of their name, Brotini, they really inspired me to learn hard codedly. Sorry, I'm using that word. It's for us in tech. We know the meaning. Or when we say hard coded, like you are just locked in learning, not really from any external source like that. So the push was there because I had people that had the results I was aiming for. So that was one of the things that pushed me to go back into learning. And of course, I learned. And should I say one more thing before I pause? When I started learning, the should I say my mentor now, quote and unquote, or because it's one that gives me direction. He told me that okay, you're learning JavaScript, you're learning React. So for the next 6 months, don't think about money or what you're learning. So it was quite hard because I was thinking, how will I be learning a skill for 6 months and I should not think about any penny coming from that skill? So it was really hard because I was like, am I sure? Then another time again, I still doubted my career choice because I was thinking, am I really sure? How will you say I should learn a skill for 6 months thereabouts, just JavaScript for 6 months, and I should not um think about money. And then it wasn't that my coding skill were that bad because last I could do landing page, I could do
Yeah.
yeah, I could do some things to get money. But he wanted me not to be learning primarily because of the money. And that's at times that's how people get desperate because you want to get that money quick. You want to get that fast money. And the quality of what you can provide cannot really afford the amount you are aiming at or the amount you are trying to should I say fetch your eyes on at that point in time. So practically I just had to just learn.
It,
Yeah,
it,
learn for a while
it,
and
it,
yeah.
you've scratched the some of the surfaces of what was it called, some of the questions I was going to ask, but we're still going there. Let me go to Sam Tuchuku now. You transition into tech from law. You understand, which is, of
Yeah,
course, like I said, because we're in a digital world now, a lot of persons from different educational background or field are now coming into tech. But
that's true.
yours is far. I mean, engineering into tech is so you understand. You still say at
Exactly,
least
I
you
do.
you you understand calculation, mathematics, numbers, and digits won't be abstract to you. But a law, from argument into, I mean, you can argue on with code too. I mean, you can do arguments and all these things in code. What are the challenges you faced, right, during the process of your transition? I know you are not 10 years, I want to assume you're not 10 years there yet, in IT yet,
Exactly.
for instance. But this question, I'm asking this question so that people who wants to transition into tech tomorrow can learn from it, especially people who are coming from fields that are far-fetched, right? What are the challenges you faced while transitioning into tech, and how were you able to overcome it?
Okay, yeah. So it's, to be honest, it's not easy. And I'm not just saying that it's not easy because it's obviously everybody want to think that it wasn't an easy transition. But I'm saying it that so that I think more like reiterating that it wasn't easy, right? And it's the challenges basically are both internal and external challenges. So first you have to battle within yourself. Like, are you making the right choice? Are you doing the right thing? Are you taking the right steps? So you can understand that internal struggle that you have to face, thinking, okay, you did not just get into law by accident. You got into law by a decision that you made, right? So you got into that background, that field that you got into based on probably some reasons or some factors that made you decide to go into law. So there's definitely going to be that challenge, that questioning of yourself, like, okay, now I got into this career path and then I'm now deciding to change or to switch to something else completely different. So you can understand that internal struggle that I had to go through. So it wasn't easy, but at a point I began to, you know, ask myself, what exactly do I really want? Do I really want to do this? or is it because every other person is going into tech? Because somehow it felt like tech was booming, and it's felt like it's the kind of sure way to sure get away from poverty, or sure get
mm,
away from financial struggles.
mm,
So, but when you transition to tech, you begin to realize that, hey, it is not just it's not a place that people pick money from the ground or something. You
mm,
still have to put in the work. You still have to build the skill. You still have to go through a lot of learning process, and you understand. So transitioning wasn't easy, but it's something that has to do with determination. You have to be determined. People are going to even question your choices. They are going to be like, why are you, see the difference, see the distance, there's no similarity. So why are you making that choice? They're going to question your choices. They're going to make you feel, even you're going to see your colleagues, right, your classmates doing well in that field that you are leaving them behind. You understand? You are leaving this field, and you are seeing your classmates, your your classmates at the time that you were in that particular, they are doing well, they are doing fine. So you begin to wonder whether you actually made the right choice deciding to transition, because now that you have transitioned, you are not doing exceptionally well immediately. You have to
mm.
still struggle, you have to still learn, you have to still build that skill, you have to still experience the shock that, oh, this is not as easy as everybody else was
Mm,
putting it. You understand? So then you begin to, so you see all those challenges, all those questioning and all. But
mm,
at the end, it boils down to your determination. You have to ask yourself, is it really what you want to do? Is it a step that you really want to take? Or you are doing it because every other person is doing it? So you have to agree with yourself that it is something you want to do. So once you
mm,
have come to that conclusion, I think every other thing becomes easy. Every
mm.
other step becomes easier for you to take. So yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's so nice. Of course, I'm not going to ask Johnson how he transitioned because he studied computer science. Well, I'm going to ask you one of the things you mentioned was I'm going to combine some of the things you've said, both of you have said. But for Johnson, he mentioned how he locked himself in, right? A lot of persons who want to transition into tech, who want to become an IT, what's it called, an IT person, just think it's like to become an IT, you read and you just you don't have to. So when they eventually get there and you run 2 lines of code and you have 20 lines of error. Like this is not what I signed up for, right? So how for Johnson, I know, like, I mean, I'm asking you because you also have a computer science background. How were you able to build that habit to an extent that I mean, you are now able to develop an app that solves a problem in our community? How were you able to build that habit? How were you able to discipline yourself enough to stay put? A lot of computer science graduates that doing things that are not related to computer science. I mean, I know a lot of them personally, right? Because they do they can't commit themselves to code. I'm using word commit as if it's a DevOps. They can't just sit and learn.
Yeah,
They are not patient enough. Let me use that word. They are not patient enough. You understand? That's just a part of from someone who had a computer science background. For people who want to transition on IT, they don't have an what's it called, computer science background. They just want to like something you said, they see IT as get rich quick what's it called, scheme, right? But I can't lie to you. I I I transitioned into IT because I was not getting a job in engineering. You understand? I wasn't getting a job in engineering, but so I needed to survive. I needed money. Then I started learning web development and all. But I was able to culture myself, and commit the necessary things that are needed for me to and I succeed in that field. I went on and off for a lot of there were particular year that I didn't do anything at all. Right. So Johnson, how were you able to commit yourself? What was driving you to be able to say, I want to stay 10 hours in front of laptop until I'm able to fix this code? Or how were you able to build that discipline in your journey as an IT person?
Okay, so the thing is, well, just like what you said, when we were talking about that's some computer science students that are not code or doesn't even do what is related. In fact, I have most of them too. Yeah, while we are celebrating that, of course, we are signing out, we are leaving school. But all of us know that man to man, you don't have anything to pick as a career choice from what you are actually doing in school. And of course, it's bad because that's the state of the kind of country we are in at the moment, whereby see somebody doing crop production is a forex trader, see somebody doing a lawyer is a this so different kind of stories and there that. But for me now, practically, I will say that well there was this initial chaos I had, which I stated when we started the conversation. There were these battle, there were these challenges that came in at first when I started learning, and one of the things that helped me, or one of the things that shaped my mind was a community. So when I went for my IT and I joined the community. Let me just call the name. It's something that is out there already. So I joined FX community. Or let me say FX FX Exchange. So it's a firm in Abuja. So when I got there and I saw how these people, they are not just working. I mean, they are committed. They are very disciplined, and it's all about timing. Yeah, that's one of the things I learned there. Their timing, their discipline, their the way they do their things, they carry the work so energetic that you just have to be serious, even if you are coming in as somebody that is very unserious. So and me, of course, personally, I was not let me use the word, I was not like I was unserious, but I was just saying, let me just do this tech thing. If it works out, if it doesn't work out, that's the kind of mentality I had when I joined there. So when I joined the community and wake up, there are some discipline that you can't avoid. You wake up by 5, you take your baits by 6, you are out there in Abuja, you're looking for what's it called? Yeah,
Taxi,
car, taxi, and all those things. So those little and those little things that looks as though it doesn't count, it actually shapes how you keep track. You add discipline. You add some. Let me use the word to-do list. Okay, I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. And by little by little, I started just, should I say, indirectly, I started planning my day. Okay, I'm coding from so time to so time. So and every day, and based on that, they had a boss then whereby I give my reports of, it gives me tax actually. It gives me tax. And I think one of the things I would just say for somebody that is in my state at the moment, one of the things I would say is that when you are starting out to learn something like web development, I I will tell the person for free, accountability is very, very important, because accountability does not just keep you in check, it also ensures that when you, because there will be weary days, there will be days that, like I always say, you will question your career choice because there's no food, there's nothing, you're hungry, I still have to debug. That's a very serious problem because you're already in a problem already, and you have to solve another problem that cannot bring you out from that particular problem you have. So I'm just saying, first of all, accountability. But accountability came in as a result of my own, should I say, what I picked from the community. So community first, then accountability second. Then also one of the things that also helped me or keep me going was that when of course once you have accountability, trust me, there won't be procrastination, because one of the things that happens to us is procrastination. I was speaking to one of my dear friend or let me say, yeah, my developer friend. And I said, what's up? We have been in this tech, this thing together. You have been coding. And I said, okay, share me, because I think he said he was looking for work or gig. I said, okay, share me your one of your um, website, anything you have, it's just share with me. And the response was funny. He told me that he has never pushed any of his products online. He has never deployed. I'm like, are you for real? Are you serious? Are you ready for this thing we are doing? So, and in his mind, I will do it. I will do it. I will do it. I will do it. I will do it now. Is for about 3 to 4 months. You're in tech, and you have been able to build at least landing page. Like I always say, as bad as it bad, you can build landing page, and you have never pushed any of your stuff online. It's quite it looks really unserious. So sometimes we tend to procrastinate a lot, and one of the things that accountability does is that it shields off or it reduces that intensity that you being able to should I say procrastinate. So that's the third thing I that helped me on my journey. I said the first thing was community. Join the community, and it doesn't have to be an on-site. It can be an online community. It can be, yeah, definitely.
That's good. That's
Yeah,
Somtochiku, in relating to what Johnson said, you've also mentioned something about mentorship. What role did I'm talking to the question is for you and for people out there, you understand? So I want you to answer based on what you've experienced or how you think it will solve problems. So I'm going to ask you about community mentorship and community. Like Johnson said, what role do you think mentorship, a mentor, and belonging to a community? I mean, community could be staying around friends that you are doing the same
yeah,
thing with.
yeah,
It could be a formal community, like let's say a AWS community, JavaScript community in Abuja. It could be that large, right? What role did that play? What role did having a mentor or belonging to a community? What role did it play in your journey when you transition into tech? And how important do you think having a mentor and belonging to a community, how important do you think it is?
Okay. First, I'll start by saying something about experience. There's a saying that we learn from experience, right? So, and experience doesn't necessarily have to be yours. It can be someone else's experience, right? So, let's say there's someone who has gone through the particular route you are about to take, right? So that person has experienced the ups and downs in regards to that particular route, right? So learning from that person's experience can be being under the person's tutelage or being or reading a book written by that particular person. So that makes it easy for you to go through that route, unlike the experience that the person have had, right? So you can't underestimate the importance of experience. You can't underestimate the importance of that knowledge that that person have gathered. So community mentorship is an important aspect of growth, is an important aspect of career building or anything you want to achieve in life. You need to learn from the experiences of someone who has gone through that path. Because, yeah, so one way to get that is, like you have mentioned, the community. We can gain experience by being part of community of like minds, right? You can also gain experience by being under the mentorship of someone who has gone through that path. So you can see, or in a case where you cannot either get a community or get a mentor, then a third option would be by reading books. And you see, I think there is I, a lot of people do not see the value of reading books, or let's say they see the value, but they do the value that they place on books are very low. right? Especially in this tech space, right? You can see a lot of people going on YouTube, gathering knowledge from YouTube because probably they cannot afford to pay for a solid um, um, learning process, right? Or an academy. So they go through YouTube, right? And then what you do on YouTube is probably going to be, okay, you want to learn how to design a particular project. And so you go through the YouTube course and you achieve that, right? And then you go ahead to do other stuff, and probably you are able to gather a portfolio of different projects that you have built using YouTube. But there are times where people like this may not be able to handle serious projects. Why? Because of the experience that they have had, which is very limited, right? And why I'm saying this is the importance of books. So it's not just about watching tutorials. You can also read books that would edify your mind, make you see things from another person's perspective. That time that you create to learn how to do how to write a particular code, or how to design a particular result, how to get a particular result, you can also create time to read books, right? Books can open your mind to things you probably would not have thought of by watching tutorials or by, yeah, you understand. So in all, I've mentioned like 3 points: the importance of community, the importance of mentorship, and the importance of books, right? So then once you add this with your classes, the classes that you attend to gain the necessary skill, right? When you add all this together, I think it will contribute to you being the best at that particular field you have chosen. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Somtochiku. Before because time is actually running out. I think we're past half an hour already. Before we look into your product, um, the last question I'm going to ask now about career and all. Let me ask Johnson this: How how were you able to merge the? I'm asking because you mentioned it faintly. How were you able to merge passion to learn to grow in an IT field, and also the dying need of surviving in everyday life? Listen, I'm going to give you an example of myself. I started programming way back 2016, right? I started with .NET framework, C Sharp, and all. I started with that. But while learning, I was not working, right? That was why I started learning. But while learning, I was hungry. I needed to survive. And I found a job. The moment I found a job, I left coding. Yes, I left coding because I needed to survive, right? So a lot of techies face these challenges of you need to they will say na person we chop the code, na person we survive that. It's only the person who is living that can code. You understand? So you need to
Yeah,
survive
yeah,
first. So you are learning, they are saying, I mean, one of the things we're saying, we say discipline, lock yourself in, just focus, learn, don't chase money first, like Johnson said. But how do you balance survivor and trying to build a career in IT when you know it's not going to pay until you have learned to some level? How are you going to create that balance?
Okay.
okay.
Johnson.
Yeah, so basically, I one of the things I did then was that just like I said before I logged in, one of the things I did was primarily I once worked in a POS shop actually, and I was working as a POS person, and I was withdrawing those basic transactions, and I was doing there's what we used to call it cyber cafe. In Nigeria, there's what we call cyber cafe work. So in that cyber cafe, basically you'll be typing, you'll be printing, you'll be photocopying, all those little maybe signing in for NYC people, government stuff like that. So I was doing all that um, then to find money, to get money for myself. So it was in front of school then. I just go to front of school, work and get money. So when I was able to gather some things that um when I was able to gather some things I feel should cater for some of my should I say basic needs, then from there I now switch to learn programming. So in my learning phase then, it was a bit like I said, there were days literally I had no money, I had nothing with me, and definitely I have, at least I still have a family. I have a family member to call when it's almost as if it's tight in my neck and rest like that. So I definitely, there were days I had zero on me because I had to stop. I mean, and kudos to those people that can combine both. But for me, I won't try to complicate things, because if you are actually learning web development, it's something that takes a whole lot of focus. Like, you just have to even if you want to work externally, it's more like giving at least 80%, because one thing is, the moment you stop learning, the moment you stop practicing what you learned yesterday, just give it 3 days. In fact, 3 days is too
About
much. Give it one day. You discover that what you think you know, at the end of the day, you won't be able to do that until, okay, let me watch this tutorial back. Let me watch. So it's actually it demands a push. And for when I was talking about my 6 month learning then, and actually should I let me say this, because I didn't really state this obviously. So when I was learning that 6 month then, the community I said I joined, FX, they were actually paying interns, but they won't just pay interns if you don't have any background, or should I say at least surface, at least basically HTML, CSS. Those things should be something you should be familiar with, or you can at least write some codes, explain this, explain that. So those are part of the interview I had before they say, okay, we are going to be paying you this amount. And the amount is more, let's just say we will pay your transport. That's the summary. So it's not like something that can feed you basically. So it's not as if we will pay your transport to come and learn. Uh, that's the kind of thing. So it still boils down to the fact that you are not really. Yeah, it's not. I don't know how to put it well, but it's not something you are trying to earn at that particular time. So, like I said, there were things I was doing before I locked in. So if I'm advising people, I won't just say just lock in, because it can lock in and not survive definitely. So there are
so
things you need to just
have a
manage.
means to
Yeah,
survive
yeah,
for if
sure.
you're going to log in. Yeah. Well, that's good. I've spoken to a lot of persons who says don't chase money first. But what if you have to survive? You understand? So let's let's let's
Exactly.
let's let's dive right into your product. Somtochuku, you say your product is Colo Tracker.
Yeah.
Uh can you um how did you come about Colo Tracker? Uh,
Okay. Well,
what is
okay.
Colo Tracker?
I think we should start with what is Colo Tracker. So
Okay.
yeah, so
Yeah,
Colo Tracker basically is a tool, a digital tool, right? So currently it's a website. So, and what does this tool do? It's used by our job collectors. So our job collectors are simply micro saving agents, basically. So these are people who walk around probably in the marketplace, right? Working from one person to another to introduce a saving system, right? So people depend on these micro saving agents to save
Mm,
in the marketplace. So it's common in Nigeria and I think Africa as well, right? So it's practiced almost in every market. You will see one person going from one shop to the other to receive daily savings from market people, right? So now we have built a tool that these agents can use to track the transactions, to track those savings made by these market people, right? So prior to now, I think there have been different products, there have been different tools that micro saving agents use to, keep track. One of them basically is the books that they use. So they use this book, which they put your names, they put all the record. Whenever you make payments or make savings, they go to that book, they do their record. And subsequently, some we are using Excel to, complement the books. Also, there are different accounting softwares that exist today, right? And most people have tried to configure those accounting softwares to fit Azure and tracking and all. So, but you could see that most of these products have not been able to give this system of savings, or this system the needed boost or integrity that it needs, right?
Mm.
So because a lot of funds pass through this system, billions. If you're able to track the amount of money that micro agents generally across Africa do on a yearly basis, it is in billions, right?
Mm.
So, but this fact is not identified. There is no particular tracking in regards to this respect. So you can see that there's a lot that needs to be done. So Colo Tracker basically is a tool that would help these agents do their job, do it effectively, and can also serve as a bridge between the informal sector and the formal sector. And why do I say this? Right? You would see that recently there have been a lot of talks as regards to how do we identify the credit scores of these market women, of these market people that are, would I say, unbanked? Let's use the word unbanked. So they are regarded as unbanked, right? So, but not that they don't do not that they don't do things regards to money, but they use the informal sector, right, to do their financial business, anything in regards to finance, right? So with Colo Tracker, there could be a digital blueprint, a digital footprint for these market women. So it can now serve as a bridge between the informal sector and the formal sector.
Okay.
So
Okay.
you can understand, yeah, yeah.
Thank
So
you. Thank
then,
you.
okay,
I mean, you want to say something? You can go ahead.
yeah,
Uh,
okay. Well, you asked I'm trying to remember now the question you asked, because you asked what is Colo Tracker
I
and
mean, you've answered what Colo Tracker is. So I'm just going to go to Johnson now.
mhm,
So we know what Colo Tracker is. It's a digital tool to help the what do you call them, micro
saving
lending or
agents.
micro saving agents and all to uh monitor, a kind of monitoring tool. Uh, um, um, what problem did you see? Right. I'm going to ask three questions in one. From what you've said, looks like the your market or your audience or your user group, if I may use that word, your user groups, the niche is for the everyday market women, right? Who engage in informal uh, money savings and transactions, right? What problem did you see um, and you want to solve? That's one. How Who came up with the idea of Color Tracker? I mean, like some you said, there have been various tools designed that has not solved a particular problem, right? I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
you must have seen a deficit, a defect in all those previous solutions, digital solutions that have been provided that are not solving the problem. So, what problem are you trying to solve? I mean, from what you said, we know your market already. What problem are you trying to solve, and how does this work?
okay,
Johnson, over to you.
okay. So, well, I think I wanted to answer the second question. Can I, or I have to
Oh,
follow it the
yeah,
way
no,
you?
no, you can, no, no, you don't have to. You can go ahead.
Okay, cool.
Whatever is
So
comfortable.
about who brought the idea? Of course, it's some Tochukwu that brought the idea. He is the master planner. Let me give him one clap
Maybe
for that.
it's a digital product. It's a product
so
designer. So,
concerning the problem, right? I think funny enough, I have been in this should I say in this web for a long time. What I mean by web is that when I was little, I posted about it sometimes back on Facebook when I was trying to market the product. When I was little, I used to see my mom and maybe other moms like that, mothers like that. They'll be fighting. There's one man that will shout, "Oh, it's one big book," and they'll be quarreling. This one I paid for that one. I did not pay for this one. I paid for that one. This one. So there's always this argument every end of the month. You shall see one person fighting this person, another person fighting. So there's always this disagreement always that always comes with balancing the accounts, either from the agent, either from the customer, which I'm using my mom as an example now because they are the one that used to save for us. One of the issues that arrived was that's accountability in order to monitor the, should I say, the contributions, regular contributions, just like what you say, daily agile contributions like that. So, but one of the things that Colo Tracker wants to address is that instead of that agent now trying to battle whether he tick this one, whether he did not tick this one, whether he paid this person, whether he did not pay this person, and due to the fact that of course we are in now they say it's not even Gen Z, they say it's Gen Alpha or I don't know which one they're calling it now. So now we are in a world whereby tech is just the order of the day. I mean, even in a solo country like that, we see have tech. So one of the things that Colo Tracker is trying to do is to actually replace let's say paper records now with
mm,
secured digital tracking, because one of the issues we have at the moment currently now is that there's always this disagreement with agents and customer. His customer claiming that he paid twice, he paid double, he paid this. Agents claiming that uh, he didn't account for this one. So this is the amount he will get. So instead of all these back and forth, the agent can now have a record of every transaction that was being made, and the name, the details, the receipt, and even should I say, even the earnings, different features that is added as we come up with or we get the customer feedback. So yeah, so that's just number one. Then also, secondly, I've said that again, real-time monitoring. You can monitor your withdrawals, you can monitor your balances, you can get the, and also it is also automated because sometimes agents
yeah,
used to
sorry, Johnson.
okay,
So
yeah.
so that we don't do this twice. Can you show us how it works? Do you have the Colo Tracker? Is this something you can show us now?
Okay, let me share my screen. Let me share my screen. Let me share my screen. Coming.
So as you are speaking, we at least we have some a visual that we can.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Can you see my screen?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So yeah, this Colo Tracker scom.ng, we have a landing page for it. The landing page. So these are landing page basically.
Mhm.
We have the features, we have the benefits, we have the about session, signing. So just like what we discussed when we started, Colo Tracker records made easy. You can track expenses, you can manage invoices. So basically, bullettracker.com.ng is the website, is our landing page. So just like what I was trying to explain, can start a free trial, and we don't have an account, can register. But I've already created an account so that I will be able to explain. So just log in, convert to mobile, because what we do at the moment is for mobile. So basically now, this is the platform now. This is the platform. So what we have, because the platform is live already, I have created it for a long time. That's why it's showing trial expired here.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I would have adjusted it before we had the call. So basically, this is the platform for the agents. Let's say the agent has been struggling, just like what I was trying to explain. So let's say the agent has been struggling. We have the platform here. We have the customers. So this is the list of the assumed customers, and we have when we click on this, the customer can make a deposit, then deposit. Customer can withdraw, and customer you can add, but currently you can't add because the trial has been expired. So
So,
for you to,
quick
okay,
one. The
yeah,
deposit and withdraw now,
yeah,
because if we are if we say one of the things some Tochiko said was the trying to solve a system of informal transactions that's been done
yeah,
by our market women. Most of them don't use bank. they they keep their money. That's why when the ajo collector comes to the market, they just give. You understand? So if we now have a different platform to do deposit and withdraw, does that mean they have to make a transfer? I mean, via a
okay.
bank?
So
They don't
yeah,
have
I get your question. So basically, this is how it works, right? The person that is depositing, of course, it is still the customer that gives out the money. So
to. Okay.
if the customer wants to give out the money, yeah, if it's cash, for example, let's say Yaramota now she wants to save 1K. So she doesn't have to go to the bank or go to the POS. She can just give the agent directly. And if
Okay.
the agent clicks on this 1K, there's a select mode or payment
Okay.
mode here.
Oh,
So
okay.
is it cash?
Oh,
Is it transfer? Is it POS? I
okay.
believe that
I see.
solves the
Oh,
question,
yeah,
right?
yeah. It answers,
Yeah.
answers the question. Oh, that's
So,
that's
so you
that's
can
that's
just
that.
deposit immediately. So
So,
once you deposit,
another question that just came to my mind now.
okay,
This is you said this is for market women.
yeah.
Um, what if as I'm answering the question, I'm solving it in my head. Yeah, I think you've answered it, but I'm just so I
Okay.
was going to ask for people who are not market women who just wants to be saving.
Sorry, I
You
can't hear
understand?
you clearly. It's
Sorry.
it's
So let's assume I'm not a market man or a market woman, right?
okay.
But I am also looking for an opportunity to save. Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you.
So let's assume I want to save. Is it possible
Yeah.
for me to go to the site, look for one of the ajo collectors, and sign up with the person online and start saving with the person? Is that
Okay.
part of the feature?
If
Do you
if
understand?
I if I get your question quite all right, you said okay. For example, now you're not working in the markets, right? You
Yeah,
just maybe or let's say you're a tech person and you want to save, right?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, of course. It's also built for those set of people. In as much it's a contribution, so it doesn't it's not really about where you are or where you are coming
Let me,
from. In
let
as
me
much
answer that.
okay, okay,
In respect to that, no, I can't go to the site and decide to select who
Sorry,
to
we're
save with.
struggling to hear you, Tochiko.
It's raining every year, so I don't know, it's raining every year, so but
Okay,
I'm trying as much as possible to be loud,
okay.
right? But can you hear me now?
I can hear you, but it's I'm
Okay,
struggling to, but I can still pick what you're saying.
hold on a bit.
okay. So the question you were asking, right? If I try to reframe
Can you
it
hear
in
me
a
now?
very
Yeah, yeah. I think it's better now.
Hello?
okay.
Yes, we can hear you now. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I can hear you. I can hear you. Go ahead.
probably is not. So.
Do you want to answer the question, Johnson?
Okay, yeah. Let me just continue then. So basically, I think what he's trying to say, because currently now on the feature we
Are
have
you hear me
now,
now?
someone cannot just go and say that he wants to save and locate an agent. If I'm
Yeah,
trying to get what you're
yeah,
trying to say,
exactly,
right?
exactly.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
yeah.
saying.
But what we have on the ground right now is that an agent can meet a customer or someone that probably want to save. For example, now we don't have a we don't have a structure that allows for anybody to just go and meet any agent
Okay.
online that is
Uh,
registered to this platform at the
so,
moment. We
so,
don't
so
really have that on ground.
the
Yeah,
market is your users is I understand what I'm saying now. So
yeah,
market women, but you have to be assigned to an agent. So
yeah,
you
yeah,
can't just okay. That's very clear. You said this has gone live already. Do they have to pay to join? Is it the agent that pays to? Is it a subscription kind of membership, or how does that work?
Okay, can you come again? Can you raise
Uh,
his mic so that I hear it clearly?
I was asking if it's a subscription kind of membership. Do they have to subscribe to? Um, Sorry, give me a second. Let me mute.
Okay, please mute
Okay.
so that.
Sorry, you can mute yourself. Some people, please. So I was asking. Now, if for people who wants to join,
Yeah,
let's say
yeah,
for agents who wants to register and bring his or her people on board,
yeah.
uh, do they are they going to subscribe on the internet, or they are just going to register? The market woman, are they going to subscribe to, or the moment an agent subscribe, it covers the market woman? If you understand what I'm
Okay,
saying.
okay, yeah, I get your point. I get your point. So of course, it will be tedious for an agent to now be asking the customers to now go and open an email to register to do. So what we do basically is to cover for the agent, because we believe that the agent understands, and the product specifically is actually meant for the agent at the
Agent.
moment right now.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's for the agents to take records. So the agent will be the one to do the subscription, the registration, and of course the agent will also earn as just the same way he earns without using the platform, or their
Yes.
service charges and all those things like that. So
Oh,
obviously the
all
platform
right.
is an addition to make the
Okay.
whole workflow better. So
Okay.
that's just the.
Oh, okay. That's clear. That's nice. Is there any other thing I'm missing? Is there another thing you want to tell us about the product? Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, the product at the moment, because of course we onboarded a user that had some feedback. In fact, one of the user we met recently, which although he has not fully used the product, he just went through it and he was like, wow, that he has been expecting, or he has been looking for something like this. In fact, he said he was about to message a tech person to,
Come.
yeah, to find a way of building something that can work for his kind of work or contribution stuff. So the feedback was awesome, and although there were some things that we were told to put into consideration as a user. That's for me. Let me just explain one of those things. For example, now, where just like this deposit now, if I click on, let's say, 2K. Now,
Mm.
this 2K, it might be that the customer actually had 1K cash and 1K transfer.
Okay. Transfer. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So for this option now, it's just cash. And
Mm.
to reduce, and just like I said, we are trying to solve a problem. So if we now just say transfer, at the end of the day, the person said it's cash, there will be a big
Uh,
problem.
I,
So
I
there
I
will
mean,
always be.
it's easy. You can do 1,000 first for transfer, then do another 1,000 for cash.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
We,
mean,
we, we we spoke about that, but he was trying to say that, okay, how
you should be able
about,
to do it once.
yeah, at once and just click on. So those little informations is very, very important too. So
Mhm.
there were other several features that we got from the should I say the
The users.
users. Yeah, yeah.
Um,
So
that's, That's good. Some Tochuku, is there another thing you want to say before we round up
Okay.
to this episode? Yeah.
All right. To add to what Johnson has said, um, basically what we have currently is the version one. So um, we have released the version one, and we know that we are going to be making reiterations and updating the app as we have encounters with our users.
Mm.
So um, that's exactly why I just want to say that we are growing, we are improving, and within the next few months and years, I believe that we would have created something that can effectively serve in this respect.
All right. Thank you guys. It's 60 minutes already. 1 hour. It's nice speaking to you and hearing about the wonderful work you're doing. Most especially solving problems. Now that's what we stand for at Tech Tribe. Solving grassroots problem with which is innovation. Once again, thank you for joining. I have with me Johnson Oluwafemi and Somtochukwu Akube, the co-founders or co-innovators of the Colo Tracker. This is Tech Talk powered by Tech Tribe, and that will be the end for today. Do you want to say bye to people who are watching, both of you?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Hello, bye everyone.
Bye.
Thanks for watching, and we hope to see you some other time.
Come and subscribe to Kolo Tracker. All right.
Bye.
Thank you. Yeah.
Bye.